So this was the meeting where the convention was going to happen. The basic thing is we took a map of it, we drew a circle around it, and we made slices of a pie, and each slice had a letter. Okay? That was our sort of strategic framework for that. Then what we did is we said to the affinity groups, because we had a week as people were coming into Seattle to prepare for this. So we said to the folks in affinity groups, go scout, choose your slice of the pie, and figure out how you're going to shut it down. But don't tell anybody. Right? So then they would come back to the spokes council meetings, and at every meeting we'd find out, okay, how many people in slice, how many affinity groups in slice? L. Affinity groups would raise their hands, and we'd say, how many people you got, more or less? Got your plans, you good? Good. Okay? And what would then happen? As more, we had to make sure that every slice was covered, because if we didn't, we'd be vulnerable. And eventually, as we got to like the night or so before, we then began to have groups in each slice cluster, so that they could begin to build relationships because they were going to be in the same geographic area, and they would need to help reinforce each other. Then what we did is we had two public assembly sites to the north and the south, where we had ourselves organized to do what we called flying squads. Yesterday we talked a lot about that, but it's these mobile teams of people that can move into areas to add bodies in numbers or support where needed. So at 6:30 in the morning, 6:30 or 7 was sort of the public assembly times, but at 6:30 the affinity groups knew that they were to be moving into place, and that these groups would come in behind them. So essentially what we had done is we had created a plan for all access points to be blockaded, with nobody knowing what anybody else was really doing in that plan, which made it impossible for the police to really come in and shut it down in terms of those blockades around it. And in order to do that, you needed to have people working in small groups independently that could cluster together with others to take space and do it. And have, right? The other thing that is helpful, and we did it in Seattle, we've done it in many other places, is that if you're out in the midst of an action, you have sort of two choices. It can be a free-for-all, or you can empower some people to be like tactical leadership who will help make decisions about, something bad happens or we need to make a change of plans. Or you can have a process where the flags go up, which means the spokes from all the affinity groups need to come here because we need to make a decision in the streets, and the affinity groups and others or whoever's around that council knows to form a circle around it so the police can't come in or other people can't listen, all those problems. But and then in the street, people can make a quick decision, go back to their groups, and go back and do what they need to do. So these structures and processes work for many different reasons. Seattle,